Welcome back to Bonanza Disc Golf. Today we're here at Coal Creek Disc Golf Course. We have another bag it or bin it, kind of. It's just a disc that you guys have asked me to review for a long time. Ever since I kind of teased it in my Fury video, the Axiom Insanity. Now, I actually have some Fission Insanities on my website, and since we're finally reviewing the Insanity, we're gonna run a discount code on the Insanity. So if you just use the coupon code Insanity, you'll get 15% off of Insanities, and then if you buy an Insanity, you'll get 20% off anything else on the site.
Hey, not quite the case because I wasn't able to combine those discounts, so instead, Insanities are just about 15% off on my website, and if you buy one, you get 20% off anything else. There's a limited amount of them left, so once those are gone, that 20% off anything additional is gonna be gone, but
mostly just because my season's coming up, and also because my season's coming up, we're gonna be reviewing it against the Discraft Heat. The numbers on this are like 9.5, -2.5, 1.5, and these are 9.6, -3.1, so it should be a little flippier, but some of them are not, like maybe the Z, Big Z, or Titanium, and these are all the discs that I'm kind of vying for a spot in my bag. I know I'm gonna throw Heats this year, I just gotta figure out which plastics. So over the 7 holes we played today, we're gonna throw a couple of these a hole and just kind of decide by the end of today which of these is making my bag. This one probably won't because I basically finalized my bag, which you guys will see on Monday, but if you wanna pick any of these up, just go over to bonanzadiscgolf.com and you'll be able to do that. But as always, if I can't beat par, we'll give one of these away, and I have a sick misprint that if I can't beat par with this disc, we'll go to one of you guys who ordered an Insanity. So hole 1 is 300 feet up there. We do have a headwind, so luckily I've noticed that the Insanity, I threw it like one time. It's not stable, but it's not super flippy. These are max weight Fissions, which apparently gives them a little bit of extra stability. Into the headwind, I definitely will pop it on some hyzer, a little bit left, let it drift over, but hopefully start out with some birdies. That definitely slipped off my fingers. Did have a little bit of pop up. We're gonna throw the Big Z Heat. This is the one that's been in my bag a little bit. I've been liking it. Actually, we're gonna compare it to the Z Heat as well, because these two I think would be the most similar to that, whereas they're not gonna flip as much as like my ESP ones, which are ridiculous. But it is a headwind. Flips up, it doesn't really turn and burn though, which is good. And the Z Heat. Yeah, that's the right height. Just sit down though. Hanging out with the Insanity. So one of the things that I notice about discs a lot of times, especially these ones that are supposedly a little flippier, is they're not all like, oh, let me just turn and burn and be flippy. There seems to be a couple points. One where it'll flip up the flat, one where it'll flip past flat, and one where once it starts turning, it's not coming back. So I'm interested to find that out with this disc. I was surprised that it started to turn and then really immediately started to come back. Both pretty well, but I also didn't really get a full rip. So you're gonna notice over these next little bit of reviews, we're just gonna basically be walking through my bag and why I'm throwing it. So I wanna tell you why I'm throwing the Heats. Insanity is definitely a good option, I'd say. And these Fission ones are a little bit more to my liking than a lot of other discs, but the lack of dome that Insanities have and most MVP discs have leads me to really not throw a lot of them except for the like putters and kind of mid. So I'll be bagging some MVP discs, which you guys will see in my in the bag. But this Insanity it's got that little bit of dome, but it likes to get flat and stay straight, because I know MVP likes to say that that makes it a little more consistent, whereas these Heats kind of have a little baby dome, and these more premium plastic ones definitely I'd say act more like a 9.6 -2, -1.52, which is a really good slot, especially up here, because they'll go really far, but they don't like turn and burn. So I can like hyzer flip them, I can hit them hard and have them ride a hyzer if I get the nose angle right, something that I'm really expecting this to be able to do. So I'm hoping that it's as stable as these couple. I think this Big might be the most stable one we have, but dang, this kind of got a swirly rim too. This wasn't supposed to have that swirly of a rim, but like there's a little swirls in this little Insanity rim here. That's kind of sick. Hole 2, 226 up the hill. Not a typical fairway driver, but one of the things I love about a flippy or 9-speed is if you throw it on hyzer up a hill, it is a little more controllable. Any flippy disc going up a hill that you can reach, if I just throw this to the right side of that basket on hyzer, it's going to fight against that hyzer by starting to flip up, so it's gonna ride up the hill, which is a pretty useful shot. So if you're going up a hill, I would definitely suggest throwing a flippier disc on hyzer right at it. Can be really helpful. I'm gonna throw this a little bit right because I'm gonna have to power down, and it is still gonna finish because it's a 9-speed. And that was not right enough. We're gonna try out the ESP Flex Heat. I feel like this is the flippiest one of all the ones that I have, but Discraft sent this one out to me. Feels good. I feel like it's not gonna like go anywhere once it hits the ground. Oh, that's so flippy. Go in. And now a Ledgestone 2020 ESP Swirl. A little bit more to the right, but just rode up that hyzer. That was a much better shot than the Insanity shot, even though neither of them were great. Let's go. All right, here's gonna be a pretty interesting shot. 294 feet uphill, left to right wind. So, kind of want to be able to see how these handle flat to Annie at the basket, because the wind's gonna help push it up there, and just get that 300 feet. Insanity still has the box. Got that birdie on the last hole, so let's hope we can I actually throw a committed shot with it because I've noticed it definitely seems more stable than heats, which makes sense. It would purport to be more stable than heats, but I definitely have to commit to it. Yes. Definitely more stable than heats. Oh, such a good shot. With those turn like that, I think that they're gonna burn. Like I was talking about, they like get to that point where they're probably gonna burn over. Maybe not my Big Z one. Here's the titanium heat though. The last two plastics we haven't thrown yet. This one should be pretty stable, so we'll see if it acts similar to that. I'm probably gonna put a little more hyzer on it. Okay, I like that it holds in the wind. Go in the basket. That was pretty good. And now the ESP one. This one should be pretty flippy, so we're gonna leave it a little more left. Yeah, a lot more left, a lot more hyzer. Oh, that's so nice. Those flights are so good. I don't know what I gotta put in my bag. There's too many heats to choose from. All right, decent spread. Definitely, hopefully you can see why I'm bagging heats, because even to like a headwind, I feel like one of my strengths has become angle control. I've gotten pretty decent at it, so Insanity here, pretty parked. ESP, pretty parked. Titanium, gave it a little too much of an ace run. Oh, it's so low. All right, this one's interesting. It's 345 uphill in a tailwind, which is actually perfect because these ones we can throw flat, keep the nose down, they'll turn a bit, maybe. This one I might not turn as much, so I might throw it a little bit to the right because I expect it to come back more than it turns. The heats, I'm gonna throw the Z and ESP Flex, mostly because I threw one 2 holes back and forgot to pick it up, so. Yes. I did not throw it right like I said I would. Had a little turn. That thing goes kind of far. I mean, it is gyro, so it's gotta go far, but. Money. That's just a laser beam. Oh my gosh. Well, I threw that too. These heats go so far, dude. This ESP Flex one's pretty flippy. We're gonna throw it a little bit to the left. Do it. Oh, short. Oh, good correction though. Those heats are, that's why they're going in my bag, dude. I throw those things good. All right, hole 12, 290 downhill into slight headwind. I just picked up back there because we had people on our tail and I threw 7 shots for 2 different videos. So I didn't want to have to put all those out when there were people on the T-pen. That'd be a little disrespectful. It's a lot of left to right actually. So I think we're gonna try to just a really good shot with flippier discs. The Insanity is honestly a little more stable than these, which is good, really, really good. I imagine it's what these would fly like at sea level for someone who throws as hard as me, but it's gonna be a nice little flip up driver for someone who doesn't quite throw as hard. But with any flippy disc, it's really good to be able to get enough spin on it that you can keep it on hyzer, especially going downhill. So we're gonna try to hyzer right into this bowl here, starting with the Insanity and then the ESP Swirl and Titanium. Still gotta figure out what I wanna put in my bag. They all fly so nice, honestly. Yes. Just keep drifting back to the right. Hey, it's in the bowl. Want a little less speed on it. Oh gosh, that's how flippy that one is. It's down there. The ESP Swirl one's even flippier, so I might actually just throw it at the basket. Oh, that's a cool flight.
That line, I was like, dude, if that goes in, that is the sweetest day.
All right, so I just went back and found the Big Z heat. This I think flies the most similar to that Insanity, and we're just gonna compare these two for the last couple holes because the other ones are fun to throw, and I definitely think I'm getting a little practice, but I gotta figure out which flippy heat I want, and I think it's this super flippy one because it can be a roller as well. This Big Z one is just a little more manipulable because it's got that little bit of late stability. All right, there's a line between the trees. Oh, not typically a 9-speed hole. This is typically either putter or mid. 270 out there onto that hill. What I'm trying to do here is basically base it about 5 feet to the right of the pin on a hyzer angle. So this is one similar to how you want to practice that forehand. It's a little harder in forehand because the speed comes a little more naturally, but in a backhand, I really want to try to really slow it down and just keep these flippy discs on hyzer. So we're gonna start with, oh, the heats actually have the box. I do think that this stability is something that is very useful. I don't mind having a little bit more turn as long as it has that late fade, which is what I think this Big Z heat has, which is why I'm a big fan of this. And then I have my control driver, which you guys will learn about Monday, which is just that step up, so. Okay, there's gotta be wind or something, because I threw that like 2%. Go in. All right, I threw that so soft. Oh yeah. I feel it now. There's a tailwind right to left. So the worst wind for what I'm trying to do, but we can do it with the Insanity. Just keep it a little lower. Wow. That's not bad. Not what I wanted. Let me try one more heat. The only heats I think might rival that one in stability are the titanium and the Z, but I don't think they're actually as stable. Oh, that's a terrible shot. That one might be close. That's the shot I'm looking for right there. Oh, never mind. I needed to hit it like 2 more feet down the hill. Stay up, man. Oh, that's stuck on the edge. Yikes. All right, I honestly don't remember how many holes I said we'd play versus how many we are playing. I think the Insanity is under par. We're gonna play 3 more holes though, but I think we can get 2 of these next ones. And I think now it's actually just gonna be Insanity versus the Z and the Big Z to see what they're all like. This one's 295. Throw it soft so it'll get a little finish. I think that's still in bounds, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah. That Z heat might actually be more, oh, that was close. Might be more similar to this Insanity, but it's good to have backups. The Insanity definitely is flatter, so it has less glide. Oh, what a bad stop, which is one of the reasons why I wouldn't bag it, but it could be good, like, if you want to throw it really, really hard. Just a little baby skip, and I'm really happy. Oh, man. The Big Z was shorter than I thought, which is kind of surprising, but I didn't really punch through the hyzer as much, so probably stalled fast. I don't think this is gonna replace my heat, like to make me want to throw Insanities, but it did make me think that these are really good because these are definitely a little more stable, which I don't think I need right now. It's a different category and just different levels of hyzer, but I like this disc more than I anticipated liking this disc, to be honest. And no, I'm not just saying that because I want to sell them. I do want to sell them, but like, please don't buy them if you just want to buy them because I said so. Buy them because you want them. I'm never going to be that person who's like, this is my own biased opinion. No, of course it's biased. What am I kidding? What are you talking about? Here's our second to last hole. This was going to be the last one, but there's like a 415-foot downhill hole that of course we're going to have to throw with these guys. I'm going to throw this one on forehand. It's just for you forehand players because we're not really throwing a hyzer forehand. We're going to throw one that's going to flip up, turn, and come back. I think this says 320, but I think it's closer to about 300. So the Z heat is kind of growing on me. It can be like one of those commercials on DGN. I just really keep coming back to the stock run. I just love the stock run of plastics. Oh, I didn't let it flip up. I'm always afraid of turning these over, but I know that I have enough spin on them, so I gotta stop. I gotta trust my forehand more. Maybe I have to trust it less. Actually, keep it high. I've been throwing this so low. Get it a little more high. Especially when you throw something flippy, you need to give it some height to go in the basket. Whew. That's not bad. And we're gonna try this titanium, see if it's actually a lot flippier. That's what you want. All right, a little short with the Big Z heat. I just did not give any of these height really. And then that titanium one I threw beautifully. So there was also definitely more of a left to right as we get up here. It's like coming off this way. So it kept it, didn't really let it flip up very much. So. That's a good putt. Titanium heat. Might need to give a little more credence to this guy. Insanity. Got it. All right, last hole here. 410. Wasn't gonna throw this with the Insanity, but it's growing on me, man. We're gonna throw all 3 of the premium plastics. I guess ESP is premium, but all 3 of the kind of stable ones. But we're gonna throw the Insanity. No, I made a putt with the heat. That's why the heats are going in my bag. I'm throwing these things good. I think that in another world, Insanities could, like, as always, if a company wants to drop a bag and put me on their team, of course I'd throw these discs. And the Insanity is a great option, but so many discs fly similar. 410 down there, right to left wind. Just actually gonna throw a big old hyzer. Big old skip. It skipped right under the basket, but then it went another 50 feet. All right, let's try the Z one. Actually a little more flex instead of hyzer, so it'll sit down a little better. Inside the circle. Titanium guy. A little less juice, I think, a little higher. Okay, that one's definitely flippier. And now we're a 410-foot park job with the Insanity. Oh, perfect though. That's a great throw. All right, I just totally forgot to turn this on, but there are people behind us on this tee pad. We had people play through and I threw 7 shots. I did birdie with the Insanity. It was like 15 feet. The heats are both far though, so not ideal, but pretty decent shots. So Insanities versus heats. I definitely am gonna stick with my heats. Just that little extra dome, little bit of extra flippiness. I really like releasing a little more hyzer, especially those more premium ones, the Z, the big Z. They seem to have that late stability still. So I'm really excited to throw those this year. Probably not too much in the wind, but I also have that control driver that I'll share with you guys about coming Monday. If you wanna pick up an Insanity, just use code Insanity and you'll get an additional discount off anything else in the store. Otherwise, check out this video and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, love you, bye.